All right, thank you for joining us today. We are going to talk about some herbal solutions to common troubles we have with dogs and cats. If you have a smaller animal or a larger animal, go ahead and reach out to me and I'll answer those questions as well. So pet health, nutrition and herbal medicine for animals. And just like humans, we want to get to the root cause. So we want to think about that disease tree we've taught for years and how the bottom of it, those roots that are growing, we want to make sure that the animal mentally and emotionally is not stressed. We want to make sure there's no nutritional deficiencies, no physical trauma that's been happened to this animal, and no toxic overload for this animal. So just like humans, if we address the root concerns, we won't have all those symptoms coming out on the branches that trouble our loved ones, including our pets. Nutrition for pets. Processed pet food is the main cause of all illness and premature death in the modern cat and dog. Go ahead and do a little Google research of your own and you will quickly find that our animals that we love are not living as long as they used to. And just like humans, it's because of our environment and because of our diet that we're feeding our animals. This came from the American Holistic Veterinarian Association. Problems with commercial pet foods. They have trans fatty acids and hydrogenated fats, animal byproducts, denatured proteins, processed grains as fillers, corn gluten, and wheat middlings. So their food is just as toxic as some of our commercial food. When it comes to things that are fast and easy, it's not always the best solution for our health. So when it comes to feeding our pets, let's give them fresh homemade food where possible. I know it's not easy, but where possible. Avoid food additives and chemicals, and we're going to need to supplement our pet's diet for optimal health. I personally feed my Labradors Blue Buffalo. That is the best dog food I have found, but I am open to listening to other suggestions that you may have or have found for your pet. So we do Blue Buffalo at home, and then I also supplement our dogs and our cats with Nature Sunshine to help them get an optimal nutrition. So that's what we're going to talk about today is diet, stress management, and environment when it comes to taking care of our pets. Feeding dogs. Dogs need vegetables and grains. Dogs also need animal protein. I have a black lab that'll stand next to the trash can as I'm chopping up veggies and throwing what I don't want to eat towards the trash. She's retrieving them. The ends of carrots, the ends of celery. She needs her vegetables and her body knows that. Feeding cats. Cats need a higher amount of animal protein in their diet. Cats can also eat fruits and vegetables and whole grains. It is not okay if your dog gets a hold of a bag of cat food. You will want to call your veterinarian because cat food has higher amounts of animal protein. It might be too much for a dog to digest. Foods dogs and cats should not eat. Onions. They are toxic to the blood and they can cause anemia. So don't let your dog or your cat get a hold of onions. And cooked bones, brittle. Animals can choke or get punctured on small pieces, so cooked chicken bones would be the worst thing that a dog or a cat could get a hold of. Here's some more foods that dogs should not eat. Grapes and raisins, those can cause kidney failure in some dogs. Bread dough, yeast, alcohol poisoning happens from that fermentation. Macadamia nuts, temporarily paralysis of back legs in some dogs. Raw fish contains a bacteria that affects only dogs. So there's some things that dogs can't have. A few more would be avocados. Avocados are poisonous to dogs. Milk and cheese can cause upset stomach. And xylitol. Xylitol is good for humans because it's good for low glycemic. However, in a dog, it will cause hypoglycemia and cause liver failure. So keep your xylitol away from your dog. We have some products that I'm going to get into next that are going to help out. If you have a pet, I highly recommend you have liquid chlorophyll and Nature's Fresh on hand. Many pet owners add liquid chlorophyll to animals' drinking water. This helps build healthy blood, fight infections, it's an antioxidant, and helps with odor problems. So if you have a stinky dog, breath or kind of sweating and smelly between the skin, liquid chlorophyll added to their water dish would be very beneficial. And no home with a pet should be without Nature's Fresh. Oh my goodness. It eliminates odors and removes stains. It can actually take the skunk smell off an animal that has been sprayed, and it aids in dental health in animals, so you can brush their teeth with the Nature's Fresh. Animals need good fats too, omega-3s. You can use fish liver oil or flaxseed oil for dogs. And pets can also benefit from vitamin E and A for healthy skin and fur. Generally speaking, most of the remedies that work on people will also work on dogs and cats. So we're going to get into some specific health problems next. One would be toxic exposure, indoor pollution from carpets and building materials, pesticides on the lawn, food additives, and even their animal toys can be a source of toxic exposure. So just like you're working to reduce toxins in your environment, you want to remove them from your pet's environment as well. Besides toxic exposure, we want to talk about the pets and their stress. Pets do help reduce stress. Numerous studies have shown that animals can reduce stress and help people heal. However, they are affected adversely from your stress. So a stressful home environment adversely affects the health of animals and children. So it goes both ways. If you are suffering from anxiety, it can help to have a pet, but you can also put that anxiety onto that pet. So you want to bring about balance, and you want to give what you wish to receive. Now, when it comes to supplementation for pets, you may want to jot this down. The dosage tends to be 1 capsule per 25 pounds of animal. That means you may have to use less than a capsule for an animal less than 25 pounds, or it means you might have to use 3 or 4 capsules for one of our larger breed dogs. So 1 cap per 25 pounds. Herbal trace minerals. Kelp and dandelion are great herbal trace minerals. They're minerals and nutrients that keep animals healthy, and these I mix in with the food. You can open up those caps and stir them in with the food. When giving herbs to pets, some can be liquid, and I add the liquid to their water. If they're powders, I add them to their food. Remedies for an infection. Colloidal silver. Nature's Sunshine carries a product called silver, and it is fantastic to add to their water dish to help in times of infection. Those omega-3s will also help in times of infection as well. If you're concerned your pet has parasites, I reach for Herbal pumpkin, and you will see that critter come out in the waste of the animal, and you'll know you're getting somewhere when you see that happen. So Herbal pumpkin is a great remedy for parasites. It's also a great remedy if you yourself have been to Mexico, if you are a dog owner, you have parasites, or if you've done a polar plunge before, I'm pretty sure you're parasitic. So Herbal pumpkin would be a great benefit, and you will believe me when you see the stool in the toilet moving. I know, gross, right? But it's what happens. Respiratory remedies. So if you have an animal that it needs irritated respiratory and digestive tissues and breaking up and expelling mucus, a great remedy we have is ALJ. ALJ comes in both liquid and capsules, and it is wonderful if you have an animal with an allergy or a lung issue or runny nose or something is going on with that pet. ALJ. On a side note, I'd like to talk just a minute about Lyme disease in pets. It is very common right here in the Midwest. So first we're going to talk about a tick repellent. And that remedy is 4 ounces of distilled water or the Nature's Fresh. To that 4 ounces, add 20 drops of lemongrass and 20 drops of eucalyptus. And I use that on my Labradors and my cats with success to repel the ticks. Now, if you are concerned your pet has come in contact with a tick that carries Lyme, we can use silver, joint support, elderberry, and histoblock to help that pet. Silver, joint support, elderberry, and histoblock. So Lyme's usually affects their hips and joints, and does a little paralysis, so the joint support is beneficial. Elderberry helps the virus get that out of the body, elderberry. And the Histoblock, in case it has landed somewhere where the animal's very itchy, very swollen, the eyes are watering, the animal is sneezing, Histoblock would be very beneficial to a pet who has concerns with Lyme. How about tummy aches? Yes, dogs and cats can have digestive troubles too, and it's a good idea to give them Probiotic 11 to keep their gut healthy just like you would yourself. But when there are times of discomfort, I would reach for activated charcoal. Activated charcoal mops up diarrhea or vomiting on a dime. You could also use aloe vera juice, adding some to the water to soothe that irritated tummy. Or red raspberry we have as a liquid to add to their water to help soothe that digestive tract. If it's a cat, I would use liquid chlorophyll, catnip and fennel, Probiotic 11, and red raspberry. So a little different for cat, but not too different, just adding in that catnip and fennel. Catnip and fennel is a great remedy for cats, especially a nervous cat. And if you have a baby at home, it's great for a colicky baby. You can rub the catnip and fennel on the baby's tummy, or if you're a mom that's breastfeeding, it can be added to the breast milk to help soothe a colicky baby. Now, what about bloat? Bloat in a dog can be very serious. The stomach fills with air, pushing on organs and cutting off blood supply. Usually occurs in large breeds with deep chest dogs and dogs 7 years or older. So as your dog gets older, past the age of 7, it's a larger breed dog with a larger chest. You want to keep a close eye on this dog. Sometimes it's mostly male dogs, and they sometimes have a nervous or anxious personality, so just be aware of that. To prevent bloat, feed 2 to 3 times a day and provide water. Don't let them exercise right away after eating. Don't let them guzzle the water, and keep those meals small. That'll really help prevent bloat in an older male dog, again with that anxious personality. There's some foods that may cause bloat: alfalfa, brewer's yeast, and soybeans. So you want to avoid that on the labels of your pet food. Let's see, we talked about Histoblock. How about some remedies for anxiety and stress in an animal? Let's reach for a beautiful flower remedy called Distress Remedy. I would use 1 dropper full per 25 pounds 4 times a day to bring that animal comfort in times of distress. Or if you have an anxious, stressed animal all the time, that's their personality, you could do that daily. Nervous fatigue formula comes in a capsule, and that can be opened up into dog food, and that really helps with a nervous animal. Rescue dogs, the nervous fatigue formula and the distress remedy is fantastic for rescue dogs. So if you have questions on how to administer these herbs to your pets, you just let me know. How about arthritis? Joint support is the best supplement I feel that I give my Labradors, knowing that they're predispositioned to some hip and knee issues, their breed is. So joint support really keeps those pups on their feet. Mine are 2 and 8. And my 8-year-old has been active and busy her whole life without pain because of joint support. Other times I've had another lab that was really suffering with arthritis, and we had to give her KBC. It's a Chinese herb that we have, KBC, and it's a chiropractor in a bottle for a dog or for a human. So KBC did a great job on that old Labrador of mine. Let's see. What else can I share with you? We talked about Probiotic 11, red raspberry liquid. Besides digestive issues, that's a great one to give for colds. It helps prevent fluid loss with diarrhea. So if your dog or cat seems to have a cold or a flu, the red raspberry liquid is a great remedy to pull into practice. We talked about the charcoal. We talked about the aloe vera juice. Eye remedies, so ears, eyes. I would pull that silverback out for anything going on with the ears. If your kittens have mites in their ears, I would clean them out with the silver. That would be fantastic. How about the urinary system? kidney stuff going on, urinary discomfort, the red raspberry is great for that, and so is the KBC. The kidneys build our bones, and so KBC really helps with joints and kidney functions. Weight control. Okay, just like a human, slowly switch them to a better diet. Do not feed pets processed human food. Reduce or eliminate inexpensive processed and pet foods with fillers. And then get on the right track. Treating wounds, I always keep tea tree on hand. Tea tree and colloidal silver and that Nature's Fresh. So those three things are fantastic when a pet gets injured, bumped, bruised, burned, hot spots. So tea tree oil is antiseptic comparable to benzoyl peroxide. It's a germicide, antibacterial, antifungal, antiviral, effective against infections, treats bug bites, bee stings, boils, minor wounds, poison ivy, poison oak, and soothes burns and sunburns. Humans, dogs, cats, tea tree is perfectly safe for an animal. You can mix it with the Nature's Fresh or in the colloidal silver. We talked about joint support. How about fur and skin? So a beautiful coat for a cat would be HSNW, Nature's Fresh, and omega-3s. For a dog, it would be the same, HSNW, Nature's Fresh, and the omega-3s. I have seen the HSNW stop shedding on a dime. Adding in the fish oil would be so great. So HSNW and the fish oil, you can quit that animal from shedding in abundance. When it comes to cellular dis-ease in an animal, reach out to me. Let me know what the limitations are. Let me know the size of the animal. Let me see what we can come up with to bring that animal comfort when you have a cellular dis-ease happening with your pet. So, just like humans, we want to address the diet, manage their stress, and control their environment to keep our pet in optimal health because we love them just as much as we love ourselves or our children, or sometimes even more. I completely understand. As an owner of 2 cats, 2 dogs, I've had my whole life with an animal, and they are wonderful creatures, and they deserve as much love and attention as we give our children and ourselves. So thank you for tuning in to Pet Health Remedies. And again, if you have questions, you just reach out to me and I will get those answered for you. Have a blessed day.